So, boys and girls, the world is in quarantine, and we are isolating in a creek. So this is our first time. There you go. This is our first time at this little creek, and right away it's got crinoids and some really awesome things. So we're just going to explore for a little bit. Huh. What'd you get? Hey, look at that. That's cool.
Different, isn't it?
Yeah. Nice.
Pretty nifty. Oh, wow. Look at this.
Oh, wow. Here, hold on, let me zoom out a little bit. Look at that. Wow, that's awesome. Check him out. Look at that big cavity where a big stem was.
Huge one must have been.
Wow. Very awesome.
Yeah, I like that.
Keep looking. A lot of these are awesome pieces, but we've got so many of them, we're a little bit picky, so we'll leave some of these. What's this? Deceiving, that's what that was. Sorry for the bumpy ride, folks. So it is actually sleeting right now, and the water is ice cold.
Whoa, that water's cold.
Don't try this at home. Oh man.
Here, come over here.
All right. Woo, look at that. Wow. Awesome. Awesome. Horn coral?
Horn coral. Granddaddy horn coral.
Very cool. Oh wow. Is that the is that a brachiopod?
Might be.
Looks like it's got the shape. That's cool. Nice.
The problem is I can't get to that other shore unless I cross.
I might have to come back another day. Sticking out of the tree. Very, very cool. We got a ton of them. Well, okay, not a ton. We have several. So we'll probably leave it, but it's beautiful. Don't know. It might not be as cool as some of our other stuff, but finding things. Those like hollowed matrices, like this one. Finding a lot of those. A lot of crinoid stuff. I don't know, that is either a shell or horn coral. Something. That's pretty cool. Let's go show Claude.
That's neat. What the heck is that?
What the heck is that?
I guess it's horn coral. I don't know. Yeah, I think it's horn coral, but it looks weird.
It's either that or a T-Rex claw, clearly.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's
awesome.
not a T-Rex claw.
There's something
There were
right
no
here.
dinosaurs in Indiana. Very cool. Oh yeah, nice.
Yeah. Did you look over here?
Not yet.
All right.
Yeah, there's a real deep pool over there. Pretty cool.
It's a pretty little stone.
It is. Neat, isn't it? I mean, it looks like a screw sticking out of there. Some ancient plant. Geode piece. Look more interesting under the water. Okay. I think Claude said that that's a type of coral. Makes this lacy pattern. Got crinoids and geode. Nothing on the back. Okay. Claude's trying to make his way around to get to another bank. He didn't bring his boots, so it's kind of swampy. But I just came across this big matrix piece, and I wanted to see if I can flip it over, see if there's anything on the other side. We're the same.
That's one of those weird ones.
That spiky one?
Huh?
All right, cool.
Well, that's a good handful.
Little segment.
You get handfuls, I get one little sliver. Right there. Right there. Ah, look at him. He's cool. Little guy. I love these little guys.
Oh, that's great. Really nice.
Oh, look at that side.
Oh, wow. That's cool. Those are all tiny little crinoid pieces around it. Neat.
I have to go out on this bar here because this is going to be a spot that might hold something good. Like this. And what is this? Nothing.
We have a watch cow. Oh, wow. Look at this, guys. Claude just found this one. That's awesome. Look at that. All right, heading out. Ooh, look at that. There you go. Oh, where'd he go? Thank you. Oh, that's just annoying. All right, I gotta go get him.
Well, I hope you enjoyed this. We did. It was a bit messy, pouring rain and sleeting and what a mess. But yeah, it was a fun creek. First time we were ever here, and we come home with pockets and bags full just to see what we got. It was fun. So I will see you on the roundup.
We were on our way home and passed by another little stream and thought, let's get out and check it out. And I found this. Look at that. Awesome. There you go.
Very cool. It's coming home. I don't know what it is. So I know what it is. It's got to come home. Hold on, I gotta get this shot. So far, not much else.
No, but it sure is beautiful.
Kind of surprised. What do you think?
Oh, neat. Well, that's one of those crinoid heads or calyx or whatever, isn't it?
I think it is. It's got to come home. It's just really neat. I think that's an old courtyard right here.
Yeah, it could be.
And it goes there, where that log is laying, right behind you.
Oh, yeah. Well, this is just beautiful. Look at that.
Hey everybody, welcome to the wrap-up. We're starting off with a couple things that I didn't show you on video. It was a very busy weekend. I hit several spots I frequent and found some amazing things. So in this wrap-up, I'm going to sort of combine all the finds. So the camera will kind of move around the finds as I talk, and I'll just go through things a little bit with you. We started off with this close-up of what most people would call a snail. It's not really a snail. It's hard to explain, but if you look it up on Google, you can find out exactly what this is. But this is a cephalopod. Cephalopod was kind of like a snail, but it was, I don't even know how to describe it. I guess it was a squid type creature, and when it dies, they roll up in a ball, kind of unique. But if you get in close here, you can kind of see all the segments. Cephalopods have segments, and you know, you can begin to see, like, here's one, here's one, here's one, and so on, and it keeps moving along. Even up here, if you get down real close, you can see the segments on the tail. I'll call it the tail here. Now, what's amazing is, oh boy, try to get the light going in there. I don't know if we can do that. I'll just kind of move it around in there, but it's full of jewels. It's full of, crystal, and it's beautiful. Quartz crystal. So this was the first place I went. I think I went on Friday and hit it. And this rock, which is amazing. So it has all kinds of shell and all kinds of stuff. And I'm going to turn it around and you'll see some more. So here, I believe, is another snail. I think it's another snail right here. This is an impression of a shell. The actual shell is in here. This is where it would curve. This is the inside of the shell. It has coral, bryozoan, screen, and more shell. It's just an amazing piece. Great field of weeds. Right near it, not too far, we found this. Rhiannon found this. It's a neat piece. So here we are with the bryozoan stalks, and then we have the bivalve, I believe they are, shells stuck in matrix. Now that may be a horn coral right there. We're not totally sure on that, but another nifty one. There's another bivalve sticking out, and you'll find these from time to time out there in these fields. So a neat piece. Coming back down, these are all found in the same spot on Friday. More shell, just to show you quickly. I love this piece. Rhiannon found this little guy inside the matrix. If you get down close on that, you can actually see the texture of the shell. Right there. Neat piece. One of my favorite finds. This guy was just top of a hill, looked down and there he was. Real neat. I can feel the texture of the shell. And he still has some of the color. Another nice one. And that's still shell. That's not impression, that's shell. So then way down here close, in the same location, I found horn coral. Now this horn coral has beakite on it, and generally you find them much larger. But in this case, I found handfuls of the stuff, but the ones I really, really liked in this one were the little babies. I mean, come on, they're fantastic. Those two right there are just fantastic. Rhiannon found this piece, and it had a little tiny baby guy on it right there, in front of my finger. And then we saw this one on it as well. That's beakite right there, all those circles. Okay? So I decided that a couple of the pieces that I found that day had to go on it. So I used a little DAP glue to attach these as well. These all were found together, all from the same place. So it made sense to me, and I think it makes a really wonderful piece in the end. Beautiful little display piece for horn coral. So there you go with that. Now down front here, we begin the next day's trek, which was, no, I stand corrected. I think these next ones were all done in pretty much the same day. So the next Sunday, I think it was, we did several trips out in one day. We were out and about and went to a new creek, actually two new creeks that we had never been to, and we found quite a bit of stuff. So this is some of the things that were found. So of course, you can see the bits and pieces, crinoid stems and such. Then we come over here and you can see the coral. I'll bring it over so you can see the coral stuff that we located. Let's see, more crinoid, and then if you go up here, you can see some of the crinoid plates and things. I love these when they're crunchy. This one is very, very cool. If you can get a close-up in there, I believe that's a shell in there. You can see how large that crinoid. I mean, that's huge. That's that size. In fact, it fits in there pretty well. So there you go. So that's what was in there. It's also geodized and it's got some crystal going on. It's just a nifty little piece, you know. So there you go. These are some more of the matrix crinoid plates and things. Fairly interesting. That one's real neat right there. Here's one more that's pretty fascinating. This one actually has, and Rhiannon found this, this actually has, I believe, that shell and also bryozoan. That's the mesh bryozoan. Okay. The last place we visited, we found this guy in the middle of the woods in a creek. Just neat. I don't know. No idea what's going on, but I just think he's fascinating. So someday I'll have my magnifying glass out and I'll be studying this and try to figure out what exactly it is. But really neat piece. Not too far away from it, same creek, we found that geode, which has a little pink color to it. Another one, which I believe is a crinoid head, the mop head. It's a little history when you find these, which has the rust-looking stuff and the black. It's actually iron. This black could be iron that was blackened during a fire, which happened maybe 50 million years later. This geode probably dates, this crinoid head and geode probably dates 350 million years ago. Pretty fascinating piece. Okay, then we get to the, we'll come back down here, and I want to show you a couple unique pieces. Another creek that we visited, where we found these two pieces. I think it's all stem throughout here. Really fascinating piece. I have no idea what this is. I'm going to have to do some research and talk to a few people to kind of figure out exactly what I have on that. Here is a piece, I know not what this is. Let's take it into light just for a second. It sparkles. It's got all kinds of sparkle in here. I'm going to have to use a magnifier on that. It looks to me, if you were asking me, my best guess is petrified wood. I don't know if I'm right, but I'm sticking with that. I think it's petrified wood. All right, then we come over to here. Now you can find little tiny bitty horn coral. Or you can find that. It's the same. When it geodizes, it just gets ridiculously large in some cases. And look at the size of these guys. The one in my left hand I found today, different creek. This one, this was found Sunday. Here's another chunk with crystal in it, geodized. And if you'll zoom in here, this is all horn coral. All of this from my hand over is horn coral. So you have to get used to looking and searching. That I don't believe is. I believe that's actually some sort of crinoid piece. So I'll put that down here. But you can see here's the bottom or top, as they say, of a crinoid or of a horn coral. And here's one that you can see through. Pretty neat. So there you go. That's all coral. Here's one that Rhiannon found. And if you zoom in on it, you can actually see the jagged edge of it. That's kind of that. I know it doesn't quite look it, but it is. It's kind of that right here. So it's horn coral. different looking than the others. I found another piece, but it's not as clear. So one day we'll go over horn coral in a more specific way. I just wanted to show you some of the pieces we found. So these are the bits and pieces. Crinoid, crinoid, crinoid everywhere. So, you know, that's a neat piece. I like him. So I haven't even had time. They've all been cleaned, which took hours. But there's another nice one. But I haven't even had time to go through them. There's just so much of it. This weekend was very busy, very active weekend, and we just found loads of stuff. All right, now we're over here. These two pieces, anybody knows what they are? I'd love to know. I really don't have any idea. Maybe they're cephalopods. I straightened out. I don't know. Maybe they're crinoid tops. I really don't know. So we'll try to figure that out another day as well. But interesting. Here we have a gastropod, geodized. You can see the spiral right here. See it? So here's the top of it, the snail, coming down segments. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6. But there you go. Fairly well defined. Nice find. That's one of my favorite finds of the weekend. Here we have something that I just absolutely think is fantastic. Is it a calyx? I'm not sure. It also could be, because of this ridge right here, suggests that it could be a shell of some kind. I don't know. But then there's that, which leads me to believe it is a calyx. I won't go into what I think that might be, but everybody has one. This guy's Mr. Lumpy. I'm hoping when I clean him up a little bit more and spray him that some of his color will come back. You'll see that a lot of this is grayed out, and I think it was because my dish soap was too strong. As the soap gets used, it gets stronger and stronger, and I wasn't thinking and left these in overnight, and it might have washed out some of the color. You don't want to do that. Point and really make and understand. If you want to preserve the color, don't put much soap on them, just scrub them with a toothbrush underwater. Over here we have shell. This is most definitely shells. And so there you have a little bitty one. Probably a clam. I think this is, and I think all of these are. Now, you can see the shell pattern right there. I think, yeah, see it? And you can see it there, there. It's all over it. That's a brachiopod. So it's a geodized brachiopod. What is geodization? The shell is whole. It cracks over time and pressure. And then what happens is that the fluids inside leak out and it becomes this stuff, the fingery kinds of stuff, which starts to cover it. And in time, it will cover the entire piece, which brings me to this piece and this piece. Are they the same? I believe they are. Good luck proving that, I know, but they were found right near each other, within a foot of each other. I think that this is a daddy, that's a baby. Okay? This was also found in the exact same location and spot. So you can see there's definitely some similarity there. And if you look carefully, you can see the shell right there. Okay? So neat piece. Another one that I believe was found right next to it. Are they? I think so. This one might be pushing it. Again, I need to look at some of this with a magnifier to figure out if it's anything. All right, we're back to the near the end here, and this is one of my favorite finds. I don't know what it is. No idea. Anybody knows? Let me know. Then we come to geodes. Best geodes of the weekend were these two. Now, I'll bring this under the light. Pretty neat. And this guy, another sparkler. Okay, so these were the two best ones, but that one's, you know, got some spark to them. And here are some of the little baby ones. There's a nice little one right there. Okay. Sorry about our dog in the background. She's outside and she wants to come in badly. Again, some kind of geodized something or other. I'm not exactly sure. It might be a little portion of horn coral where the coral went in, like a crown or something, a head of horn coral. I don't know, but interesting. Some interesting stuff. Okay, so best finds, definitely the brachiopods, definitely the gastropod. I'd say these are good finds. Definitely the crazy large horn corals. Let's see, what else? Definitely this piece. So these are the best finds for me of the weekend. I'd say were these, and of course that guy. And you can end with that one again because that one's the star. Hey guys, I thank you so much for this, and if you like the videos, please make sure you like them down below, right down there, and hit this button over here and subscribe, all right? Hey, I appreciate the help, and thank you. Pass the word along. They'll keep coming, but they're going to have to be a little bit of a delay on all of it due to, of course, the corona, and we're in lockdown mode right now. I want to sneak out, but I'm not allowed because somebody has grounded me. My fans on YouTube, you can complain to Rhiannon, you know, I don't know. Ow! She hit me.